Well, good morning. You know, I was sitting and thinking. Well, actually, I was laying in my bed and I was thinking. And that silly ad for the ACLU that runs on TV all the time. It's about as irritating as that ASPCA ad with all them sad little puppy dogs and stuff that's out there starving to death that everybody's... You don't see them putting up ads about kids like children like that. And that's where it ought to be. Even them ones with that that St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and them Shriners put out about them kids with them real problems. They ain't sad. They're upbeat. Well, you see, me being a religious man, I see the difference between a loving God and that hateful, nasty devil feller. I shouldn't laugh about it, but that's exactly what I see when I pay attention. Now, that ACLU, they sit there and they talk about all these people that can't vote. Oh, they're trying to pass some laws to make it so you can't vote, and they're doing this so you can't pass some laws so you can't get an abortion, and you can't this, that, and the other. Well, that isn't the truth. You know, if you really want to look at something that's people that can't vote, that the laws are made so that they can't vote in the election. Well, you know, that primary election basically sets up who's going to be the next senator, who's going to be the next representative to the United States House, who's going to be the next the next representatives in the state house, and all this other stuff all comes off of that that first election. And otherwise, some states it comes out of the caucuses and whatever they call those things, where they figure out who they're going to have put into office. And there's big money from all kinds of wealthy people go into all them elections it goes into them in the states for the state seats and the state positions, and it goes in there into all the states from all the same wealthy people for the House of Representatives back there in Washington, and for the Senate back there in Washington, and for the president and all this. You know, that ain't supposed to be, and them guys sit back there and they say, oh, democracy, democracy. Well, you know, I got to thinking about it. There never was a lynching that people want to complain about that didn't happen because of democracy. That's just like all this money that gets stolen from legal citizens, taxpayers. Oh, it gets stolen all right, because charity is supposed to be an individual thing. But when you pass a law to make a person pay taxes to build a bicycle path, or you make a law to charge a tax to make people pay for abortions for other people, or you pass a law, legislate, to make people pay for people so they can subsidize building solar farms and windmill farms. That's theft. That's taxation without representation. And if you really want to look at it, when you have those primary elections, there's two ballots. One of them's Democrat, one of them's Republican. Okay, now you got your choice. If you're a Democrat, you can go in and X that Just everybody that's a Democrat. Republican, you can do the same thing. There are some people that go in and they X this one, X that one, and all that. But it don't make no difference because they're still party people that are going to do what the party wants. To heck with all them, what they call constituents, them dirty, unwashed masses out there that are just so dumb. They're working them blue-collar jobs, or they're digging ditches, or all this other kind of stuff. See, they ain't them good fellers that's sitting in them offices trading securities and futures on pork bellies and things. No. Them people's out there working and getting all dirty and sweaty and nasty and ooh. You know, so it's comical when you look at it. Now, me being a religious man, I'm kind of waiting to see what's on after you go through that door, you know, that curtain, you get in, after you drop dead, that heart attack that them doctors just ain't good enough to cure, that cancer that they haven't got something for, or when that AIDS and all that gets so that, it resists all the antibiotics and stuff that they come up with. You know, what's them people all going to do when they get on the other side of that curtain? And there ain't that God over there ain't making the people that's coming through that tried to be good and tried to live a good life and were honest and fair and everything. He ain't going to make those people pay for what them others want. No, them others are going to have to bend over and take the spanking themselves. But what that ACLU ad says just ain't true. The ones that can't vote are all the independents. In this country, there's about a third register as Republicans of the eligible voters. About a third of the eligible voters register as Democrats, and about a third register as independents. Of course, now there's the Green Party, there's these other parties, 2 or 3 other parties out there that don't even get mentioned. So, you know, so how do they say? That's what the people want. You don't get you get a Republican or a Democrat elected as president, you don't get a mandate. You've got a pretty good chance of having about 25% of the people wanting that. That leaves 75% over here that don't want that. Well, you got another 25% don't want it, basically, and maybe 50% think them guys are so crooked, so dishonest, so disreputable. There ain't nothing we can do about it anyway. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. I think I'm about right on that whole thing. So when I look at that ACLU ad, if Massachusetts wants to have, the government shouldn't even be in that, because comes under the First Amendment, the freedom of religion to practice it. Well, them people want to practice that religion that's got that abortion, that's got that other stuff in there, that's got that homosexuality and everything else. That's fine. Let them find a place in the United States where they're happy and where people agree and they don't make no waves and everything. Do that stuff. And then let the other people that's all over the other way practice what they want. So the biggest thing to do is to get rid of that 2 ballots in the primary election. Get 1 ballot. Don't put no R's and D's on it and everything. Just put the name of the person. Let the people be, whether they be inclined to be members of the Republican mob or members of the Democratic mob or free-thinking Americans like the independents ought to be. Let them just choose which ones of them they want to mark and vote for. That's what we need to do. Well, y'all have a nice day. I got to do some more thinking. May God bless you. I'll talk again.